Hello, everybody. This is Becky here at Beck's Creations. And Ann was talking about me making things out of scrap. And I'm like, well, maybe not today. I bought these when I worked at Michael's. Every season they would get in the card sets. Well, this was put out at Halloween. And my idea was to make a little Halloween journal with them. But I don't really do much for Halloween anymore. So I'm going to try to make some birthday cards out of Halloween cards. So this set is actually, this is the downside of it. These are actually square cards. And, they always charge you extra to mail a square card. I don't remember how much more extra it is. I will need to check that out before I take them to the post office. But anyway, it came with several designs. So I just wanted to go through the kind of designs here. So you got some chevrons, some stripes, some dots. I guess this is herringbone, and some black. I think that's it. So there was 10. I got 10 out to do. Not sure if we'll do all 10 cards, but we'll see how far we get. And I've cut mats for the 2 that are black here. The 2 black cards. I'm going to mix up the mats, and I've got a mat that's gold and one that's a glitter white. So those will go on there. And then the rest of them will get just a black mat. And this is the only thing I could think to do to utilize these black and white cards. So we've got mats cut. We've got cards ready to go. And I wanted to make these real easy to do. Anybody can do them. So I went and I looked. I had some paper packs. And this was one of those that was like the really thick, chunky stack, and you get a whole bunch of paper. It's about that thick. This was, I think, 8 by 8. So I just pulled out all the black and white. So it's got a variety of different prints here. So I got those to play with. And then I also have this paper pack, Forever Green by Prima. Got it for $3, I guess, at Hobby Lobby. And it's kind of black and white. So I thought we could maybe use some of this as well. So we're just going to play some with these. I've already cut a couple to make some cards real quick. So that's what we're going to do, because I've got, let me get it. I would like to use all of this up. This is all tiny paper pads, and it's ridiculous for me to hold on to them. So I'm going to try to work my way through these and get them used up. And I'm not buying paper anymore, since I enjoy creating my own paper now. And you guys know I like to use my drop papers, and I like to use painty papers and stuff like that. So the cards are 5.5-inch square, and I cut the mat at 5 so that can go on like that. And then I have this cut at 4 3/4, I think. Did I cut that? That doesn't look right. I mean, it looks okay. Actually, this needs to go this way. And then it could open up like that. And these are just going to be simple cards. I don't have sentiments inked out. So I'm basically going to do my card. The card will be made, and I'll put a place for the greeting to go, like happy birthday or whatever. And then I will come up with a way to put happy birthday on these. But these are going to all be birthday cards. So we're just going to quickly layer these up We'll see how many we get done. I don't have everything cut. Nope, they came with envelopes. This is a card set I got at Halloween time when they were closing out Halloween. And hi, Janet, by the way. So I'm trying to use this stuff that I have that I need to get out of my life. I need it to go for Happy Meals and birthday cards. I went looking for a birthday card for my sister, and I did not have any made up. I have a whole bunch of thinking of you cards and a few get well cards, but I realized I don't have any birthday cards. I mean, there was none. No, I'll take that back. There is one in there, but it's really made for a man. I should have gave it to Scott for his birthday because it's an old man with a sourpuss expression holding balloons and packages. And we went to East Bay Deli for his birthday yesterday. His choice. He chose where we went. And bless him, it was awful, you guys. The first thing that ticked him off is he wanted a chili hot dog with onions. And he asked if the mustard and ketchup could be on the side because he doesn't like it if it's too goopy and it's already got chili on it. But he said, and I want a bag of chips. And then I said, well, what kind of chips? And she'd already rung it up. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. It comes with those chips down there. And he's like, you mean I don't get to choose the chips? And she said, it's an additional charge. I said, it's your birthday. Just get them. He was so livid. They charged us another $2.50 for a small, like that big, a bag of chips. He said, hell, I could have gone to Dollar General and bought a whole blooming bag. I was like, well, now you know. Yeah. He was like, you mean if I just say I want chips to make it come with the sandwich, you have to take the regular plain old chips. You don't get to choose. Oh, he was so mad. He said, I never want to come here again. And then I got broccoli cheddar soup, and it was awful. It was awful, too. We probably should have complained, but we're not real big complainers. I'll complain to you guys. I should hold people more accountable when I go out and I'm paying all that money. My sister, Robin, she says, I've reached an age where I'm just going to let people know I'm dissatisfied. And I'm like, well, I'm not there yet. I swear this just doesn't look like I cut it. Because it should have a 1/4 inch all the way around. Oh, you know what? I cut it at 4 3/4, and I should have cut it at, this is at 5. I needed a 1/2 inch smaller. So I need to cut this at 4 1/2. Let me trim this. I'll waste some of my paper. So I'm just going to cut 4 1/2. Another 1/4 inch off. That's right through my adhesive. Look at that. Now I have a strip that's got adhesive already attached. So we'll just save it. We might use it. Or we could use it inside the card. Might do that. Let me put some more adhesive on these. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a complainer. I think it comes from, well, childhood. Childhood trauma. I need to let it go. Oh, come on, Will. I said these are going to be quick cards. It's getting really, really dark. Greg's girlfriend, Rachel, she gave me this huge pot, and it has rudbeckia in it. And I think it's another plant. Greg said he thought it was the same plant. I said, honey, they have different leaves. And I know Rachel told me what it was, but I can't remember what she said. So I went ahead and planted it anyway. I might have to do an image search. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, that's much better, because I want about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And this will use up those black and white cards. I am tickled that the envelopes are white. So you can write on them without having to use a white pen. So that's a card. And what I can do is I have some scraps of the black. I can cut some 1/2-inch strips. Let me just cut these over here. Maybe 3/4-inch strips. And then they can be applied like this. And I can put the sentiment on there. So I'm not going to adhere that until I've put the sentiment on. So I'm going to just slide that inside the card. And then when I make my sentiment, I can put them all together. And I'm going to go ahead and put one of the envelopes with it. This is what I do. And then when I need a card, it's got its envelope with it. If you open the card and just slide it like that, bam, there's one card. Simple cards. Let's cut another one at 3/4 of an inch of the black paper. And then I've got one that's a narrower strip, and I'm just going to set those aside. It's looking like it's going to get loud here. Now, I keep seeing these messages pop up that Friday we're going to be getting some violent weather, whatever that means. All right, so let's grab one of the black cards now. And we'll use the gold. Oh, see, I could make it a white card by folding it that way. But I'm not going to. Your filter's gotten much thinner? Yeah. Sometimes I'll speak up, but the longer it is that I don't leave the house very much, the more I don't care if I leave the house. And I told Scott, I said, maybe I need to leave the house more, because when I'm out from the house, all I can do is think about how quickly I can get back home. And I get so jittery, and I know that's not good for your mental health. So I need to force myself to get out of the house. Now, I have started going out and trying to work in the yard for about an hour each day, get my hands in dirt, which always used to make me really happy. So today I went out and I trimmed the choke cherry that has come up in this bed by the catio. I cut it way back, which one of the little Juanita's kittens, one of the little males, he hangs out in the backyard because all the other cats have brutalized him so bad when he goes out front. So he stays in the open shed and kind of hangs out. And he'd been using that as a place to get away from the sun. And I cut his tree away, and you should have seen the look of disappointment on that cat's face. It was just so sad. I said, I'm sorry, Buster. Oh, this is just what I do when I'm sitting here. Like when Greg's talking to me, I have to be doing something at the same time. I used to have a boss that thought I wasn't listening. It's like, I have to do something with my hands. I can't just sit and listen. I need you to just listen to me. And I'm like, that's not how my brain works. So many kids would benefit from having like something to fidget with instead of being made to, be still and quiet. They'd probably learn more. Not everybody has to be eyes forward, blah, 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 blah. Some people need that noise. Scott used to, when he was in the Navy, he said he used to listen to like acid rock and stuff just to be able to focus on his lessons. All right, so we got gold on here. Let's see what we can find in the little butterfly Forever Green by Prima. I really like this, but I don't think I can get a whole image. Now see this one, we maybe could do, what did I say we need to cut this at? 4.5 inches. Or if I'm watching someone else and they're doing something and I want to remember what they're doing, I stick it on my drop paper. I could be inking the edges, but again, I want this to be quick cards. So this is like bird cages and flowers. How does that look? Doesn't look too bad. Does it have a white core? Yes. Let's do, the white core doesn't bother me if it's got a white background. Did I put that? No, that's right. I thought I put that card together upside down. I'm going to use a Sharpie and just hold it and just cover that white core of this paper here instead of inking it. I guess I am inking it, but with a Sharpie. Thankfully, Scott doesn't have to teach tonight. He thought he was going to wrap up that class. The print reading class. He thought it was going to be wrapped up last night. But one of the girls called off. And you know what? These bird cages are not all in the same direction. I'm going to put it this way. Now, will this stick to the glitter? That's always the problem. Do y'all use liquid glue when you're glued to glitter? Wonder if I should put some liquid glue on here, or if that would even stick. Kathy wants to know, what is everybody doing today in the chat? What are you all working on? No, he doesn't teach Wednesday nights. He teaches Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays. Oh, I don't know what to do. If it pulls off, I'll use glue. That's what I'll do. So I can put this on here. We'll see if it sticks in the glitter. Yeah, some of this stuff I had actually bought at Joann's when I worked there. That's how old some of this paper is. Now, looks like it's going to stay stuck. I'm thinking I might cut a little block for this one where the bird cages are different. I might just cut a little cube off there. So that's what, about 2 inches, 2.5 inches? Let's do 2.5 because we can always go shorter, right? That about cuts that one in half. I can put that like right there. And I can put the sentiment on there. So again, I'm not going to do it until I've attached the sentiment to it because I only want to stick it once. So I'll put that one with its envelope. So that's 2 cards. Next one up is another black card, and I've got a white background this time. And I was thinking we would grab the black paper that's in here. It's got the big flowers on it. And we'll cut this at the 4.5. So yeah, I'm using up papers that are just, laying in my stash today. And we'll put that on there, maybe like so. And then I can put this here to put the sentiment on, like so. All right, so let me glue these, not glue, but tape these layers down. And Kathy wants to know how old Callum is going to be. Did you get the right year this year? Because I think it was last year you made him a year older. Wasn't it? It was like, oops. It happens. I'm going to put the glue on there before I take it off my hand. So if you've got some of these little paper pads, it's an easy way to make up some cards really fast. I think I have some that are orange. Now that's going to be the real challenge. That instead of black and white, they're orange and black and orange and white, I think. That's going to be tricky. Because I'm not too big on 12, I hope. I'm not too big on orange at all. I guess it's good I'm not a Clemson Tiger fan. I'm not any fan. I don't do sports. I'm hoping the new heating element will come in for my oven. I am missing having my oven. I have been using the toaster oven / air fryer, but I've been using it as an oven. I made a half batch of biscuits in it on, is that Sunday morning? I think it scared Mary and Greg when they said a big blue flame came up in the oven when that element went. I said, well, I thought it smelled electrical out here. Oh, I know Barb Owen used to take that old scrapbook paper and do that where you put that art paste in it, and having the print underneath the gel art paste looks really cool too. I like to make envelopes for mailing out of like the 12 by 12 sheets. All right, do we want the sentiment at the bottom like here, or do I want it toward the top up there? I think I want it at the bottom here. So yay for easy cards today. Maybe we'll do some creative ones next Wednesday. And then I'll put that there to cover up that big open space. That'll go there, and it'll have flowers around it. So I'm going to stick that in there. I want to utilize my rubber stamps, the sentiments for birthdays in my rubber stamps. I want to use those. So I got to pull those out. I didn't have time to get them all pulled out. What I should have done is, like yesterday, I should have put that all together. All right, so we're back to the chevron. So we'll put a black mat on here. And then we've done that one. We've got one here that's got just the daisies on it. So I'll cut it at 4.5. Like so, and then get one of these jibber jobbers here, and it can go across like so with the sentiment on it, and voila. Oops. Yeah, I have to sit here and go, okay, Greg was born in 86. And we were married in 85, so he's going to be 39 this year. Now that freaks me out. And I have no grandchildren, so I don't have to worry about grandchildren right now. Oh, he had to go get the oil changed? The Mazda dealership, I think, hit Scott up to go out there the last time. He had an oil change, something about a free oil change or whatever. And they tried to sell him up and say, oh, you need a cabin filter. And he said, I haven't even owned the car long enough to need a cabin filter. He said, I've got one on the shelf. That's what he said. I got one in stock at home on the shelf in the garage. Because he can order them cheaper on Rock Auto than at these garages. We'll figure it out, Kathy. It's okay. It's like my sister-in-law fussing about me writing do instead of duo. But she didn't understand that it was like at 11 o'clock at night when we were getting silly. We were exhausted. We were drawing blooming faces on plywood. Can I spell at 11 o'clock at night? No. You're lucky I can spell anytime. I'm just not heavily invested on worrying about whether everything's exactly perfect. I'm not in school anymore. And Scott and I'd probably be long gone before anybody ever sees that again anyway. But anyway, there's that. All right. So that'll be another little card. I should have printed out the sentiments as well. Oops. So that is the second one that used the chevron design. So let's put those together. So that was the first one. That's the second one with that design. Then that's the two black cards. Now we got the herringbone. I figured why not use these up? And when you put the mat on there, it just gives you a cool background. So let's see. We use that one, and that one in this pile. Oh, I think I want to use that on white background ones. This one you could put, how old will you be? Pick a number. Uh-oh, I'm not straight. Four and a half. Ta-da! And then I got another strip over here for the sentiment to live on. Or I have one of these. We could do at the 2.5. Maybe just put that down here. Save that for another time. Maybe put it like right in the middle. I don't know. I'll decide on that one. Plop flop them over, put some tape on them. Herringbone is different. Okay, so maybe this is sawtooth. I don't know if it told me the patterns on the package for the card set or not. All right. Houndstooth, not herringbone. Oh, houndstooth. It does look like a tooth. I was also thinking what could be really neat is maybe introduce just a tiny bit of color on these cards, like a little red or turquoise. But I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to tell if I got that straight. I don't think I did, but oh well. Be close enough. I do have some offcuts of the gold and the white that's on those cards there. Let me put this down. I shouldn't have took the paper all the way off. I know better. Oh well, there we go. I kind of like that layered look on that one. I'm going to put both of those pieces inside the card. So there goes that one. Let me bring these two back over. Uh-oh. I think that goes in there. All right, I'll put those over there. Let me have what I'm thinking is I could add a little mat of this under that to bring it layered up. So I know it's 2.5 inches one way, so it needs to be 3 inches. Three inches by 2.5. Let's see, I'm thinking if I do that, then when I put the sentiment on, whichever way I decide to put it, that'll bring that up. In fact, it could be smaller. Cut just a little bit off. I'll put the sentiment on there. Yeah, I think it needs that extra little bit. Little zhuzh. So there's some zhuzh for that one. I'm saving all this glittery scraps because, you know, because I can. See that? We'll go like that. I like that. Give the actual sentiment announcement the zhuzh that everything else has. All right. Sorry, I had to back up and do that. Now here's the white dots. And there's black there. And I said I wanted to use this one on that one. Or I have this. But see, this white is slightly off from that. I think I need to use the true white flowers. Let me go back to this. And 4.5. And 4.5. And I could take the time out of my scraps and die cut some flowers to add to the fronts of the cards as well, if I want to. I just keep thinking these cards are already going to cost a bit to mail with them being square. But again, they'll be out of my stash. I wish I had some stickers of sentiments so I didn't have to stamp them out. You know what I'll do is I will stamp on sticker paper. I'll go get a sheet of sticker paper and I'll just stamp out some happy birthday sentiments all over it. And then I can just cut them out and stick them on my little strips. And we'll go from there. Hi, Joyce. Okay. That was weird. Okay, I've tried something on this video. Instead of having the chat be there after, it's got where you can choose chat summary now. So we'll have to see how that works out. I just saw that you could do that today. So maybe I just got it today or in the last 24 hours. How am I doing on time? It's 2:08. We're doing pretty good. We're popping these cards out one after another. Been working on that little sweater, like poncho, sweater / poncho thing that I got the pattern off Hobie Yarn. I moved it to the other room because I was going to be using adhesive today and I didn't want to take a chance of getting that on the edge. I probably should cover the edge of that, but I'm going to keep going. I actually have some dies that I can cut happy birthday out with my dies and then make in black, and then I could mount them on a piece of that gold for the gold card. I could do that. I need to think about what to cook. Everything I want to do requires the oven. Just got to be patient. Just make do for now. Using these up. And I've got another strip that's 3/4 of an inch right here. And that'll go on there. Something else I could do on the black and white cards is after I get the sentiment on there, I can just put a pop of color. Like, let me see what I've got in flowers that are already made. Oh, I still haven't mailed those feet that I got at the thrift store to Pam, made by Pam. I got to get those in the mail. I'm awfully distractible right now. Let's see here. Some of these are handmade, some are not. Like, see, I could pop something like that on there with the happy birthday. I could use some of these red flowers that I have in here. I also have some that are more flat with a little gem. Oh, that would be pretty. It's a pink blingy one. Some are blingy and some are not. I'm gonna get these little flat flowers out here. That one's lost its gem. The gem will probably get broke off anyway. I really like those red ones. The green might look pretty on this one here. Look at that. I think I'll put those green ones on the black cards. Let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3. And then there's some that have the blingy blings. Let's pull these out. They're sticking here now. I also have some flowers that I've made, like these little guys here. They don't really show up too well. I don't care for the purple with what I'm working with, but I like that red and green. I also have some of these that I could use, the little flat ones. So I might hold those out. I'll leave that box out so I can put things away. All right, I'm going to go against my own thoughts here, and I'm going to go ahead and start sticking these down. And I'll just use a sentiment that fits the piece. I hope I haven't messed up too bad. We'll make it work. I'm just afraid I'm going to lose the mats. Let's put this here. Like that, and then the sentiment will be right there. See if I can make my glue work today. Of course not. I'm so fed up with the glue box getting all plugged up. Let's see. Okay. I can open this and get one of those little cuticle pushers that I got at the thrift store. And I'll just dip some glue out if I can get it open. There we go. All right. Just dip some of this up, put it on the back. I'll put that right there. And I'll put some more on there. All right. Let's go ahead and put this one together. Oh, I didn't put an envelope with this. The sentiments will get added later. It'll all be happy birthday because that's what I need. So there's one. Let's finish this one up here. Put some tape on the back. Wow, $9.97 for both of them. Anne's mailbox is going to be full of magazines. Veranda is a beautiful magazine. And you kill me, though. You say, I am not subscribing anymore. And then, ooh, I got an offer. We love you, Anne. So I'm going to put that there. And I really like those kind of bland green ones on this to bring the green out of the plants in the background. And I will have to stamp some blooming sentiments on here. Oh yes, let's put those like that. I've taken to watching these stories. They're historical documentary type things of missing children and that kind of thing. And it's quite interesting to watch. I watch them right before I'm going to sleep. So then my brain takes it and works with it all night. So there's two. And then this one, we had the layers of white. I think with this white, I'm going to use those red flowers. Maybe. I'm glad I don't have to rush with meal prep today. But I defrosted hamburger. And you know what I want to make? I want to make meatloaf, but that would be hard to do in the toaster oven. Oh, and now Cole says, I want in now. Well, he kept tormenting Howard last night, and Howard handed him his rear end under the table in the front room. So I've been having to break up fights, so they can just wait because I don't want to be loud with y'all. Scott was like, "Mother has spoken." There's another one that's got tea in the name. Tea Time, or I was looking at it at Food Lion the other day. The magazine selection gets smaller and smaller everywhere you go. And Michael's doesn't even carry magazines anymore. And now I don't have Joann's, and Hobby Lobby doesn't carry magazines either. So where are we supposed to get our magazines? And we don't have any bookstores nearby. What do you think? Just one simple red flower? Like right there? It's a little chunky. I have these that I made. That's just too dark, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to put those back in the box. I do like this red flower. I don't know. I'm afraid that's going to fall off. Put some glue on it, Becky. Just stick it down. I'm going to do it right there. When I get the sentiments on, they'll look even better. And hopefully I've put that in the right place. So there's that. I do have another one of those, but I think it'd be just too much. Too many flowers, or just one not enough. I have a third flower, but it's slightly different shade. And I just don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to leave it with the one flower for now. I can always add more, right? All right, so we've got that one and that one. This one we were going to put, I have a strip and a block here. So let me set these over here. And I was thinking, so I have these butterflies that I could cut. Let's try this. Oh. I'm going to cut one butterfly in half to get this to fit on there. I kind of like the butterflies on there, but I need to cover that white core again. And I'm just running it down the edge. Just to add a little bit of color to all that black and white. I think that would be pretty. And then if I could find a butterfly in my stash to stick up there, I'll do that. Thank you, Janet. Janet's been putting videos up in her group, Janet Creates, of the papers she's been doing lately. Yeah, I think this is going to need another butterfly or something. Just to add a little bit of color. This one could have on the inside, another year passes. And then you pick your age. Oh, come on, stick where you need to stick. Let go where you need to let go. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to like blast you with all that noise. So there's that one. And see, I think if I can put a butterfly right here, let me hang on. Now, I found them the other day. Is Devin still coming on at 3 o'clock? I was going to try to keep this at an hour, but I'd like to finish up the cards that I have here, and then all I'll have to do is add the sentiments. This is butterflies and fairies that are already die cut out. And this caught my eye. It's really too big, and I got that strip up too. Hang on, let me see. I've got a bunch of fairies there. An empty bag because something fell out. These are just the wrong color. Oh, look, a black and white butterfly. And then there's a gold butterfly. No. Somebody else sent that black and white butterfly in. It's like cherubs. Oh, boy. I might nix this idea because I don't think I have anything cut out in the right colors to really go with it. No, Cole, not right now. Oh, where is he? What if I've got? If I glue those two together, that would give me the right size butterfly then. I don't know. I'm not liking it. I think I'm going to maybe just put this on to hold the sentiment and let that be it. I wanted to check and see if I had anything that would work. But that's okay. No loss. Just trying it, right? Your chat just completely disappeared. Did it come back? I do have a storm moving in. And a cat that's yowling that he wants in. Yeah. Oh, you're not going to die. You know what? I don't know, but there might be something in that paper pad. Let's put this here. because that's where the butterflies and all came from. I thought there was a sheet that had like here. Somebody's woohooing me. Mm. Thinking it might be neat to have something layered up on here, but that might be just too much. And then have the sentiment in there. No. All right, I'm just going to leave that one. I'll add a sentiment to it. I will plop this on here. I just don't think everybody's chatty today. Everybody's kind of quiet. I didn't realize this has dragonflies on it too. How many cards did we have left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there was only 2 more cards. I think this said there was 40 in this set. 40 sets. That's a lot of cards in one envelope. There's some gray looking flowers in here that caught my eye. That's not it. That's not really gray. Let me see what we've got in here. These will be the Dickens to put back in here. But I was just thinking I could pull out a color and just put a few of these flowers on here for just a pop like that. Pop. Or maybe the light blue. Or the turquoise. Maybe a combination. Do I have any more of that kind? Come on, give me one more in that color. Of course you're not, Beast. Is that the same color? We're just going to go with it. Pop this on here. Well, has anybody else gotten their Big Lots reopened? Because some of the Big Lots are reopening. Smaller versions. Somebody bought them. Bought the name. And yeah, there's another one. Ta-da! And then that sentiment will be on there, and it'll be all pretty. And I might get in my gemstones and put some gems in the middle of those. And this one needs its piece across. We'll throw some flowers on this one too. Why not? Flowers everywhere. Yours is closed down? Well, keep an eye out because they are opening some back up. I don't know if it's everywhere or, just certain areas of the country. They said it's only going to be a few stores, and I have an inkling that that's what Joann's is going to do too, that they're going to reopen just a few of them. I'm kind of hoping our little store is one. Hi, Safia. Oh, gosh. All right. Wish I had some more of that one. I got to use these flowers up too. Plop that on there. Call it good. I'll add some gems to it. And a little bit. And sentiments. Rachel also gave me some mint, and I'm going to keep that bad boy in a pot because it's a stuff of nightmares if it gets loose in your garden bed. It'll take over the entire garden. So it's going to be kept in a pot. I say. All right, so there's just one with pink. So like if you just pick a poppy color and throw it on black and white, you can make some really cool cards. Let me just put the lid back on this glue while we do the last two cards, maybe. Oh my goodness gracious. On there about as crooked as it can get. Wipe that glue off a little bit. All right. We have a stripe. Oh, wait. Oh, dear. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I had enough to do 10. And it is already 2:40. All right, we're going to do this one. Did I cut enough? 1, 2, 3. All right. Got a lot going on here. Just trying to use something I've had in my stash for years. And I need to not be picky about things. We need to just get these cards done. So let's go ahead and tape up these other mats. It's like Deb Farrell says, just get everything in order and you can just production line it. Boom, boom, boom. You'll have 150 cards made. I'm not going to have that many made today because I started fluffing with them. Fluffing. Using flowers that have been in my stash. I'm using cards, paper, tape, and I just got more tape in because I knew I was going to start doing this to try to use stuff up. I'd like to make a book of our 40th anniversary trip, but I need to find somewhere. Do you get your photos printed off? Do you print them at home? Who's your favorite go-to to order prints from? Our Walgreens closed, so that's not an option. I mean, there's probably other Walgreens still open in the area. I just don't feel like driving all over to go pick up photos. Y'all remember Clark Photo Labs? You'd send your film off and it would come back and you'd only have to pay like $4 or $5 for film developing. Well, those days are gone. Yes, they will. Mint, spearmint, any of that stuff. It takes on a mind of its own. Oh my goodness. The tape stuck to me and now it's all unrolled. Okay. I'm going to just fold these. I'm getting hoarse too. I should have gotten something to drink. You don't have the prints made. I kind of want to make a book. All right, I'm going to put these down here. I'm hoping I can find a sentiment that's small enough to fit on my 3/4 inch strip. I'm sure I can, but who knows? My sister Robin always says, hippos and birdies to you. When it's your birthday, hippos and birdies. I think that's funny. All right, so there's a mat on that one. Kind of like the black and white cards and then a little pop of color. So I might just finish these off with that black and white paper that I have laying there. Come on, get up here. I do need to start something for dinner. Nope, 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 nope. All right, good enough. That's the bad part. When I pull a tape off all the way around, I mess up. So I have emptied out Rachel's great big huge pot she had the Rebecca in. So I was thinking I would go around my yard because I know she wanted an American beautyberry bush and they come up everywhere. So I might just plop one of those in that pot to give it back to her. And then maybe add in, I have yarrow growing out there, and I could give her one of the ditch blackberry lilies that I rescued from the ditch in Greenville. I could give her one of those. I need to harvest the garlic. I need to pull it and hang it to dry somewhere. It needs to be somewhere where the air gets all the way around it so it dries out good. There's only, let's see, maybe a dozen cloves of garlic out there. I need to go do that. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's gardening hour. I'm going to only spend about an hour each day in the garden because I find that if I try to do more than that, it just tires me out too much and I have to have a nap. And I used to work out in the garden, all day. Plus, I'm also worried about the sun exposure. All right. I do have, this mat was previously cut, but it doesn't really match the same white in the background. Let's see, does that one look better there or there? Kind of like it on that one. Let's put it on here. Since it's already cut, we might as well use it. Uh-oh. I generally let the cats have these, but they have so many of them already. I'm going to pitch them. I just like to walk by mint and brush it and release the scent. I know. You garden weirdo. I just like the way it smells. I had a rosemary bush, but when it got to be about 5 feet around, I decided that I would need to plant it in someplace other than the vegetable garden because it took over the whole center of the vegetable garden I had at that time. They get huge here. Absolutely huge. Come on. Let's put this bad boy down here. 10 cards in 2 hours. That's not too bad. Then I've got these here. I could add another strip of butterflies, but those seem to be causing me trouble. That. Oh boy. I'm just throwing these together now. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm gonna throw down and finish up these last 4. Come on. Nope, this has got some of that. Your photos just live on the computer. I'd also like to make a memory book for Greg of just the photos of the 2 of us over the years. Just covering up that white core on this paper. Okay. Ugh. Got a lot going on here. Cluttered up my workspace. All right, we're going to take this. Oh, I was talking about those little historic documents. I was watching one about this lady called Huguette, and it was really something. Her father was I think a copper miner, made millions. They owned an apartment in New York. And she liked to make doll houses. It was very interesting. Let's put this one down here. I know, I'm getting a little too many things going on, I think. But sometimes it's okay. Of course, everything I add is going to add weight. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to use this stuff up anyway. All right. Whoops. There we go. And then I'll put the sentiment off to the side there. So there's that one. Let's see what we've got here that we can just We could just do a whole sheet of butterflies. 4.5 inches square. Whoops. Okay. All right. I see Devin is going to be live in 30 minutes. I just have 2 more cards to go, and I will have made 10 cards. And all they need is the sentiment added. And then I'll just handwrite on the inside, or I could do like a lot of people and just write a note on a Post-it and stick it in there, and then they can reuse the card, right? I actually remembered to plug into my router today, so I haven't lost you, I don't think. Everybody's just real quiet today. Make sure you get it right side up. Put this across on here. That one I'll just add the sentiment. And this one's got mushrooms on it. Oh. I like this feather. I want to include it. Or leaf, whatever it is. Cover up that white core again. Thank you, Anne. Hey, girl. I told them it's National Hug Your Cat Day, and they looked at me like, not again. Don't hug me. But I said, it's National Hug Your Cat Day. We have to do it. Callie just gives me side eye like, stop it. Cole finally gave up. So the flowers that don't have rhinestones, I have rhinestones I can add. I'm going to figure out what's going on with my glue bottle. All right. I hope that's not Greg saying, I need you to do this or that. It's probably spoon flower wanting me to buy fabric. And I'm like, I'm not ready for any fabric. We can just put this on here and add a sentiment to it. So we have one left. I'm hoping I have a stamp that's small that I can just cut a smaller little mat and just glue it down. I'll have to look through my stamps and see what I can come up with. Just real simple on those. Yeah, Howard's the same. It's like, you want to hug me? Okay. It's all good. You can hug me. That needs some other things around it. So that one we might fidget with for a minute. Got this sheet here of little pictures again. No, Callie. No. Don't do that, honey. Let me let her out before she digs the door. Come on, honey. Come on. You want to go out? Come on. Come on. Go ahead. Whew. They got children. Changing your mind or you're going to go? Oh, nope. Children. No. Run. Run. There's a child screaming. They must have their grandkids over playing in the pool. They better hurry up because that storm's going to be here any minute. Not the cement pond pool, the good, clean pool. We have two neighbors, and they both have pools. And one's got cattails and bullfrogs, and the other one's got grandkids. That's how wide our backyard is. It covers the backyard of, because our lots is funny, like wide pie shape. Very strange. This might be too dark, but I'm going to go ahead and ink the edge with my Sharpie. And then I want to quickly show these again before I sign off. See, I think that one's just too dark. It needs more light stuff around it. No, I'll save that for something else. Let's use this one here. And I feel like I need 3 different things here. Surprised they're not rushing the planes out from the airport. You got to get out of here. I want to finish up too because I probably ought to bring Bernadette in. I'm so close. It's always good to review what you've done. Let's see. Okay. So I was thinking we'll have this here for the sentiment and then have these here as additional information, kind of poking around. Oh, I kind of like that, except it needs something right there. I have a butterfly on that sheet too. I am not going to fussy cut him out. Probably should. But I'll just stick him down there. It'll be okay. The floss tube people have been, the hashtag floss tube, they've been showing all the stuff they're cross stitching right now. And I'm like itching to get started on that crochet along. Not crochet along, cross stitch along. I'll get it right. All right, let me straighten up a little bit. And I will show some of this stuff here. I gotta stick this one all down though. So this piece needs to go down first. You should have seen Callie. I didn't do these. She heard those children and she backed up from the door. Oh, that's cool. Cool. Well, that was the idea. Get some cards on hand so you don't have to make one when you get short notice of an invite to a party or a birthday pops up on you. And these, I don't think, did I do this one already? I thought I had. Okay, and I did that one. All right, so put those there. Has this been down? This has been down on there. This needs tape. If I can find the beginning again. I'm so glad I ordered some tape. I ordered a bunch of stamps, and then I keep forgetting to mail things out. I need to do that. Probably should have took a picture of this because I probably won't remember how I had it on there, but maybe I will. Ankara Week on Instagram. They're doing an Ankara Week to showcase Ankara fabric, the African wax print. That's called Ankara. And they said this is the last year they're doing it, and I don't know if I have access to any. I would have to go out to all of House of Fabrics. I think they had some. But I really don't want to spend any money right now on fabric when I keep thinking about my collection in the back room. I'm going to kind of center this on the page. I cut this one smaller because at the top of the page, it had all these things hanging. And it was just going to catch the bottom of those two. So I just made my mat smaller. That's why that one looks funny. Bye, Safia. I'll see you tomorrow if you're feeling up to it. So we have craft and chat tomorrow in Anne's room. And one of us starts it. Janice has been starting it because I get busy and then I forget to start it up. Let's see, do I want to do that or do I want to put it down here and then layer my stuff over the edge? Maybe that would be better. Let's do that. So we'll get that one like that. And then this one goes up here. Maybe if I can get the tape off the back. We'll put that like so. And then I'm going to just lay this on here. This has lines where I could write a sentiment if I wanted to. Probably won't do that. Let's see. All right, let's see. Put that one there. This one down here. No. This up here. This goes here. And then the butterfly would go up there. Let's put the butterfly down first. Come on, I want to show the cards. Or do we want the butterfly to overlap that edge like that? I guess I'm going to make spaghetti. I don't really want spaghetti, but I'm thinking that's what's going to get made. And this will go like so. And on some of these black mats, I could actually get my white gel pen and do a squiggly line on it just to give it some more interest. All right, so I need to get off from here because our friend Yolanda will be on. So I'm going to pop them up like this. We'll get this stuff out of the way. So we'll have this one here. I'm going to have them so they're on here, but I don't know if you'll be able to see them all. And this envelope will go on there. And then I'll show the card. And then we've got this card here. Oops, there we go. And I still have those strips that have tape on them. It's all good. Let's get these over here out of the way. I have a bunch of bits and bobs that I need to come back and make bits and bobs cards. So when you open up your card pack, be prepared. You're going to be creating stuff to make more cards with as you go. I think this one's my favorite. I like that one a lot. And this one here. And there's a flower trying to get away. there's this one there. Then we've got the ones I don't have envelopes with yet. That one we just finished. There's this one. Let me do this. There we go. Oh. And we have this one. And the last one is this one. So there you go. We made 10 cards together, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Thank you guys for hanging with me. And I am way over my time that I normally have. So I will see you all later. Take care. Good night.